And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for The Beat Goes On with Larry King, right here on James C Starke Radio with your guest tonight, Friendly Jestures.
Hey guys, welcome to The Beat Goes On. I am your hostess with just about the mostest, and I am here with the Friendly Jestures and waiting for them to start telling us a little bit about themselves. Hey guys, can we start with you introducing yourselves so people have an idea of who you are?
I'm Garth, drummer.
Jeff, bass.
I'm Brian, I'm the singer and rhythm guitar player.
We are missing a member today. Sadly, his life got in the way of his fun, so he will not be here with us, and that is...
That's Petio, the lead guitar player, and most of the actual talent in the band.
Pretty much all the talent in the band.
Most of the talent in the
he's
band.
He's Bulgarian, so he's busy.
Yeah. Sounds a little bit like Gru, but he can play a mean guitar.
Hey, we like Gru.
We do like Gru.
Gru is awesome. I can't wait to meet the live Gru.
You had to say it.
I did.
It's okay to mess with people. I believe in that.
Never,
I
none
absolutely,
of us.
I believe in poking the bear. So, guys, how did y'all get started? And, okay, first of all, how did you come up with the name?
Well, we'll get to that after we talk about how we started.
Okay, so
start with the original. The original version was Garth and some friends. So
it was me, Garth. Hi. We started about 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, and it started up as a three-piece, myself, another guy on bass, and another gentleman on guitar, and we didn't really know what we were doing, we didn't know what we wanted to do yet.
I'll vouch for that.
And it got to a point where we needed a singer, and we figured we have some songs ready to go, and by the way, we're a cover band. So we needed a singer, and I happened to stroll into a local bar out here after practice one night and found Brian here.
Oh, let me take over from there.
Yeah, we'll let Brian tell the rest of that, yeah.
So I'm hanging out in Marcel's, a little bar in the kind of Northeast Valley with some friends of mine, singing karaoke of all things. And I sang a Journey song. I think it was Separate Ways. And I finished the song, and I'm wandering around, and about 5 minutes later, this rather large gentleman kind of steps up to me,
That's you.
Serious tone of voice, that'd be Garth, and just says, "Hey, you just sang that Journey song." And I said, "Yes, I did." And,
no, it did not.
Yeah, it was
wasn't me.
I know, because I don't stand out like a sore thumb or anything. And then he says, "Well, yeah, you didn't even do it that bad." And I went, "Thanks, I think."
True story.
What else can you sing? I said, "Well, I can sing a lot of other stuff not that bad. Why do you ask?" So he started, of course, telling me he's got a band and they need a singer, and I've been out of playing for a couple of years. And
he's toying with me, actually.
no, because I knew what he was doing at that point. But he was a dick, so I had to. I couldn't just be nice. So it's been a couple of years. I decided, it might be. I was starting to get the itch to play again because I'd been in several bands, just local valley cover bands in the past, and so I go over to the house and I look on their drawing board, and we learn a couple songs and we go through them and kind of finish the night. And they said that they liked my singing and they'd like me back and asked me what I thought, and I kind of said, "Well, that depends. How sold are you on the songs that you guys chose? Because I'm not at all. These aren't going to do anything other than not get us a lot of gigs." Like, it's just they were.
What he said.
It was.
And honestly, I didn't like the song list either. And
I was told that they were songs that were picked because it was the stuff that the three guys that were currently in the band can sing. Yikes! I've heard them all sing. No, I'm just kidding. Garth doesn't get a mic.
Y'all like me? You should be backup singers from the far back corner with your microphone turned
Well,
off.
my microphone literally was taken away from me.
Yeah, no, Garth doesn't get a mic anymore.
There you go.
Garth doesn't get a mic anymore.
People wonder why I don't sing. It's because your ears would bleed.
He used to get to sing 16 Candles Down the Drain. That was his one.
And that was really right down the drain.
That was it. So we revamped the entire set list. We started playing. We were looking for another guitar player, and I made a wise comment that I would just start playing guitar if they wanted, because I just bought a rig. And they said yes, and I didn't expect them to say that. So now I had to start learning how to play guitar, which I've mostly done, most of the time. So we were playing a little bit, and so that's that version of the band. And it wasn't doing great.
A couple years into it.
I think about a year and a half, and I'd started singing in another band. It was supposed to be part-time, but I was having fun and continued to do it.
That's my other band.
And that's
our
other band. And he was playing in two bands at the time, and a couple months in, one of his bands had stopped. And our group, Petio, was in that band, walked up to me in the middle of a show with the other band and said he really wanted to play with me one day. And he meant music. I want to clarify that. So
that's not what he said to me, but
we got a different.
Let's just go with that.
We'll go with that.
So I'm outside on a break talking to Jeffy over here. Yes, I call him Jeffy. Yes, he hates that.
And Jeff is your given name.
Yep.
Jeff, but not Jeffy.
Or Jeffrey.
See, my son is.
Only
Well, my ex-husband is a Jeff. My son is a Jeff. And in my world, my friends call my son El Jefe.
Oh, well, Jeff.
You might get that one.
I might El Jefe now.
Well, I called him that, but I call him Jeffy because of the song. But that's beside the point.
A whole other story.
So we were outside, and I'm like, God, Petio just said he wanted to play, and I really need to replace 50% of the band that we're in. And I said, I just need another bass player. I wish you'd want to play another gig. And he goes, oh, no, I got time. I can play another one. Pretty much just like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's like, yeah, I could do that. So I get on the phone with him and said, we need to set a practice. So the week after we set a practice, we jammed a few songs. And then the day after that, we went and nicely let a couple people know that we were going to be making a couple changes. And
as nicely as possible to say, dude, you suck, get out of here.
Well, it's not that
Well,
it's not a sucking
his
thing.
own home.
It wasn't a sucking thing at all. It's not that there was a lack of talent. It just wasn't a good mix for playing out. And I know how Jeff plays. Petio is probably one of the best guitar players you're going to find in the Valley, and I'm not just saying that because...
True.
Oh, then I really have to... because I already work with two of the best. So,
you're gonna have to just come out and see us.
Yeah, one I work with Horace Miller, and I don't know that it can get much better than him. And then we've got Forrest of Desert Vikings, who is young and extremely up and coming on the guitar. So
see, now Petio's not up and coming; he's definitely on the downward side of the hill. But
in Bulgarian years,
in Bulgarian years, he's only 15.
yeah, like Downward Dog.
Yeah. We've got it all figured out.
But he's been playing music professionally most of his life.
Yeah.
He still travels to Europe once a year and usually does a tour with some old guy. I mean, he is playing around.
He needs
He's
to go
better than
meet
most
Horace
people.
if he doesn't already know him.
Probably
They
knows
would
about
have some
that.
serious stories in common.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we started getting more people, a better selection of songs. Our goal in life is to play songs. We have some songs that kind of transpose against a few bands, but our goal in life is to play the song that you forgot about, that you love, and that you can dance to.
Nice. Stereo Rex did that for me the first time I heard them. They took me way back to high school. I was like, damn, that's... Oh, yeah, I like that stuff.
Yes. We love to pull out older songs, tweak them a little bit.
You gotta make them yours.
We like to call it FJing them.
Yeah, we got a little gesture to it.
Yeah.
One of the ones that we recently did was one of your picks. Go ahead.
Which one?
Oh, the Bee Gees.
Oh, yeah. The Bee Gees song. You should be dancing, but not the way you would think.
you should be dancing rocked out. Let's call it.
Yeah, we'll call it rocked out.
We found a version that was pretty good. We actually had to dumb it down a little bit. It might have been a little too harsh. Maybe not overly dance friendly, because remember, we're a cover band.
Right.
So the goal is you want to stay, you want to dance, you want to drink. So we go from stuff like that to some 90s. One of my favorites, I love Collective Soul, so we actually brought in Heavy, which is one of my favorites of their songs. Not over vocally challenging, but a lot of fun. I think we do the Ataris. That's one of your favorites.
Yeah, the Ataris did a version of Don Henley's song "Boys of Summer." So we basically took that version and kind of made it our own rocked out version of "Boys of Summer." It's a great song. We added a little friendly gesture notation to it. Got a friendly gesture sticker on a Cadillac?
Yeah, a little bit. You got to change the words a little bit. We change a lot of lyrics from time to time.
Whatever Whatever works for you, as long as nobody's hitting you with copyright infringements, who cares?
Is that one on there because, you spin me round?
Oh, and Don't Tell Me You Love Me. Those are fun.
So it's kind of all over the place. So You Spin Me Round, like the old Dead or Alive.
Right.
But completely more
not
heavy rock and roll feeling. Not so heavy that you need to, like, be in a mosh pit, but enough to where you freak people out with it. And
kind of blows them away.
And then, even good 80s classics, Don't Tell Me You Love Me, about as close as we can get without having 17 guitars playing it. Petio can play at least 4 at the same time, it feels like.
I forgot Man in the Box, so we do a little Alice in Chains, too.
All kinds of stuff.
It's all over the place. We'll go from...
We even do Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon.
Right.
Eventually that'll be on one of our demo tapes. Because it's such a... So it's a weird variety, and you might hear it in one band over here, like the Young Kid Band might do it, and then you get the the old farts doing Tom Petty. Well, we'll do some of that too. We just want to make sure we can kind of... We want to play for everybody.
What is your target demographic?
Whoever wants to listen to us and have a good time.
Because I know some bands, they're shooting for that young 20s, and they're like, we realize we're in our 50s, but we're trying to really reach the young 20s because they're the ones.
I don't know if that's us.
I'd say
we don't really have a demographic.
It's not.
I would say
because the songs go everywhere.
Yeah, we do such a wide variety.
Like that Shut Up and Dance. That's
artists.
probably younger generation.
Not probably. That's definitely younger generation.
So we'll go from that new to old Tom Petty and
Badfinger. Play a Badfinger song.
So it just
go way back.
The goal is, and we see it. We go to our shows now, and we have 70-year-olds, and then we'll have a 25-year-old, and they're all dancing and having a good time. Because the goal is, even on the songs that we do, it has mass appeal. So you get enough video games and movies out there nowadays that play. Guitar Hero, and Rock Band. So kids today know the Scorpions, so we do the Scorpions.
And then there's kids like mine who were actually raised right.
Exactly.
There you go. You taught him.
He was raised on everything. He actually came to me at 10 years old, came home, and he was absolutely just ecstatic, excited. And I was working on my computer, and he comes in, Mom, I just found a new techno band. Okay, I don't do techno.
And not my favorite thing.
Don't know anything about techno. Couldn't tell you a techno band to save my soul.
we were talking about maybe doing like a Blue Monday or something.
No, we weren't. You were talking about it.
Maybe it was Petio.
Drummers aren't allowed to pick songs.
That's another thing. No microphones.
And no voice power.
Every now and then I'll get
It's not that. What we've learned is usually when a drummer picks a song, it's
crap.
Poop. It's poop. And that's been fairly consistent across a lot of our bands.
Is it all drummers or just him?
No, it's fairly consistent with a lot of drummers we've run into. They have gems every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
if I had it my way, it'd be like a Tommy Lee solo,
Yeah.
So every drummer we know wants to play like the B side of a Rush album, which no one cares about in the regular bar scene.
Right.
But it's got a great drum fill.
Yep.
So he started picking songs, and after a while, we just basically said that's nice. And actually, when he wants to pick a song now, he can't even chime in anymore because we've lost 3 songs because the first person to chime in was the drummer. Going, that'd be great. I'm like, well, we lost that one. Now we can't play that anymore.
Yeah. My son was really excited about this techno band, and I was trying to be the supportive mom.
Mm-hmm. How'd that work for you?
Surprisingly, if you check out the rest of the story.
Okay.
So I asked him, baby, what band? And he's like, I don't know their name, Mom. And I'm like,
that's
okay.
not important.
All right, no, because I don't ever know bands' names before. I learn their music before I ever figure out what band it is.
It's 80s electronica, isn't it?
No. Even better, because this made me really proud.
Mexican?
So I asked him, baby, what's the name of the song? And he says, Mom, it's Mr. Roboto.
Oh, shit.
Great song.
Mom cried. So proud of my baby.
Oh.
Reached over into my stack of CDs and grabbed Styx Greatest Hits.
Yeah, there you go.
Handed it to him. Here
Listen
you go,
to the rest
baby.
of it if you like that one.
This band is older than your mommy, and so is that song.
Oh, how fun.
It's funny, though. I saw them.
I
just saw them 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
I saw the one that came with Def Leppard and Tesla, and I forgot how much music they play that you know.
Yeah.
Like, every time they played a song, you're like,
oh, yeah.
Because they have like 5 guys that sing, and they have 13 different sounds, and you get Tommy Shaw singing over here, and whichever guy's playing the keyboard this week singing over here, and They changed it up.
They have changed it.
When Bohemian Rhapsody came out, my dad is retired. My dad's actually in a nursing home.
Okay.
So he has nothing to do with his time but YouTube.
Got you.
God, what did they do before YouTube in the nursing
Oh my God.
I have no idea, but that's all that man does with his days. So when Bohemian Rhapsody came out, I looked at my sister and I'm like, we need to get him a copy of that. He'll enjoy it because he's gotten into the music again. Mm-hmm. Dad was a guitar player.
Okay.
So he's gotten into listening to music again. So I saw it for the first time and I called my dad. And I'm like, so Daddy, I finally watched Bohemian Rhapsody. Have you seen it yet? And he's like, yeah, I did. And I said, Daddy, what did you think of it? And he says, that was actually pretty good. And I was a little bit shocked because Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen is not the level of music my dad really listened to as I was growing up. It was all the Beach Boys and the Venturas. And
okay.
Dad's 78.
Yeah.
He's real old school.
Yeah, definitely like California, 50s kind of early
Absolutely.
60s rock.
So when he told me that he actually liked the stuff Queen was doing, I was kind of shocked. And I'm like, that's Dad. That was almost as shocking as you telling me you liked Billy Joel. Wow.
Well, I hated Duran Duran as a kid, and now I like them. It's just amazing as you get older, you like stuff.
Yeah, he's like, well, I always did like some of their stuff. I just didn't realize it was them.
Well,
that happens. Yeah. That's one of those things.
Well, I mean, he had 2 biological daughters, my sister and I, and then my half-sister that he raised all 3 of us all of our lives, or mostly all of our lives. Then when he married my stepmom, he got 3 more kids. So, he had 6 of us running around his house every other weekend playing all the latest, greatest music. And I was the baby, so it was me, and the oldest was 9 years older than me. So he
got the whole range.
He got the whole range of music. He couldn't avoid it if he tried.
Awesome.
And then him being into music.
It was in his subconscious the whole time.
Exactly. We kept him young. I'll own that. I kept him young and gave him gray hairs.
Absolutely.
So the other fun thing is mashups. So everybody does Journey, right? Well, they try to. A lot of female bands more than male bands. I have a strangely high-pitched singing voice for a guy that looks like I do. Most people, when they meet me, think I'm a heavy metal singer or a bass player.
From New Jersey.
Nice.
I'm not from Jersey. he likes to tell me that. No, like, every time somebody says, oh, you're in a band, what do you do? What do you think I do? You're the drummer. Nope. Bass player. Nope. Guitar player? Kinda. You're the singer? Yep. Never see it. So we have a mashup version, but we like to do the kind of, like we have, I know we have it somewhere, we could probably pull it out, but we have, what is it, Stone in Love, because no one does it, and Separate Ways, which is one of my favorite Journey songs.
Nice.
I know we have that recorded somewhere, but, so it's really, like I said, but that's the stuff that appeals to their 20-year,
but the mashup,
19-year-old daughter.
Journey Metallica.
The mashup Journey Metallica is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I heard a mashup that actually floored me. I don't even remember what the band was. I was out at What the Hell one night, and they did Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Oh.
And right in the middle of it, and I really wasn't paying attention. I was on my phone playing solitaire. I was focused on solitaire. 1 minute I'm listening to Devil Went Down to Georgia, and the next minute I was listening to AC/DC.
Yep, that works.
I literally stopped and looked up, like, what just happened, and then they went back to Devil That Went Down.
The mashups are really cool.
Holy
we want to do some
crap.
of that, more of that too.
Or just different stuff. I said the goal really is we want people to have fun. We don't want people to come and listen to us and feel like they just listened to that last weekend when they were somewhere else. We literally have votes on, like, we were all playing other bands, and there's a running joke, there's no cross-pollination.
Right.
Because the other bands will come to you and go, oh, I want to do that song. Nope, pick a different one. Yeah. Or Garth is like, one of our bands plays, what is that? You Got Another Thing Coming, right?
Oh.
And he goes, I want to do that. I'm like, but we can't because we already do it in another band. It just because it's not fair, right?
That song has become very popular again.
It's fair. It's not fair to the fans either because no one wants to go see the same songs with
played.
Band.
Yeah,
and that seems to be the big thing around here. You see that a lot.
Oh my god!
And with Jeff and Petio, we've been able to really open up and do different stuff that people aren't doing.
And some people do it, but just not everyone. And we like to play stuff that if you go listen to the Young Kids in Tempe, or you go down to downtown Phoenix. Some of the songs you'll hear from them, and maybe a little newer. Well, we'll do those, and then we'll do something where you'll hear at the old biker bars. Which is what I mean. We play everywhere from. Just about we've played What the Hell.
I love What the Hell. That is one of my favorite places.
I like the bar. I hate the drive.
Yeah.
See, I live right there. Yeah. So
we're all Northwest Phoenix people, like Peoria, North Phoenix.
I had to work pretty hard to get Oddity Paradox and Desert Vikings. I had to bank some serious points with them.
Yeah.
To get them to come play the anniversary show for me.
Yeah.
We would go back out there, but just not often because it is far, and they want us to start, I think, at 8 o'clock out there.
Yes.
So Friday would be very difficult. Saturday,
we all have real jobs too.
And it all comes down to like the goal is to play a little bit more around and we don't try and play very often. We're not that band that's trying to play every weekend. Yeah. We like to play once or twice a month, and if we're playing twice, we're in the West Valley, and then we're in Cave Creek. Because we don't want to burn people out. We don't want people to get bored. And we also learn songs. Like once a month or once every other month, we'll go learn 4 or 5 new songs.
And that's the other thing, too. Like Jeff's influences are
heavy metal.
Totally different than Brian's or mine. Maybe mine or yours are kind of similar.
We're pretty close.
So, Jeff, you've not said anything or said much tonight so far.
I can't with these two.
I kind of get that. So we're going to focus on you for just a minute because he just gave me a great segue. All right. What are some of your influences?
Well, as a bass player, I love Yes, Rush, of course. I like a lot of heavy shit too. Opeth, Dream Theater, metal, proggy stuff, anything like that. Petio and I actually go way back. I met him about 20-some-odd years ago when he first came to America, actually, and was in an original band with him back in the early 90s, before he could speak English.
I was in grade school and high school.
He was a baby, but he was probably around. Yeah.
I was around.
But that was original metal.
Right.
We did, like thrash, proggy stuff, which, of course, nobody cared about in the early 90s.
Now it's getting big.
Late. I know, and it's too late because we're old. But
it is never too late to become a rock star.
No.
Never.
I'm kidding, but it's still fun. We enjoy it. We've had a lot of fun performing together over the years, so it was nice to be able to get him in on this deal, too.
Nice.
We already had that bond together from the years before, and he played in a cover band with me prior to joining this too. So
nice. So you've got some serious history, and then you met these guys. And how long have you guys been together, working together?
Well, Garth and I for about 5 years now, and we're on our 3rd year.
Going on our 3rd year. We wrapped up 2 years and well into our 3rd.
So we started about 4 years ago then.
Yeah.
In another band, and then we're in our 3rd year in this project together.
Because people, if you haven't realized it, the Phoenix music scene is seriously incestuous.
Just a hair. Well, because there's only 12 people that we like to play with. The rest of them are either some lack talent and some lack personality. And this is a hard personality dynamic to get along with. So if you fit in, yay! And if you don't, you either love all 3 of us, and Petio everybody loves.
Everybody,
seriously. I don't know anybody who dislikes Petio other than me from time to time when I watch him play guitar and realize I'm never going to play like
just
that. No matter what I do.
Okay, you let the jelly get in the way.
A little bit, but I love him to death.
You can't let jelly
He's
get
the
in the way.
sweetest guy on the planet, but the rest of us, people either absolutely adore us or don't want anything to do with us. There's no in between.
Oh my God.
It is amazing. I think we all get along pretty good.
Yeah.
It's one of those, it's pretty, honestly, that's never happened to me before where all of us get along.
There's never any fights. Bands get all butthurt about canceling or doing this. I'm like, you booked something on my anniversary. We got to cancel it. Okay. And it's done. And then we actually, so Petio plays in another prominent band. Hey, Petio, you guys aren't booked that day. Why don't you see if you can do it? So he called them, and we gave it to the other band.
That fast.
Within an hour. Because we don't care. We do this for fun. We do this because we love the music. We like playing in a band with each other.
Which may be why the scene is so incestuous, because the guys that like to play want to play all the time.
And that is one of the things that I'm seeing. There's 2 types of people that I'm meeting. There's the ones that really they don't care where they play, if they get paid, how much they get paid. The fact is they're out there playing, and their payment is that energy that they're pulling.
Absolutely.
Versus the ones that are out there doing it, trying to make this their forever career.
Right.
And it's
lots of tributes.
And not only that, but there's a different feel to the music.
It's a different energy.
We're not serious when we play. We're very...
I was raised with my dad pulling out his acoustic guitar and just sitting there and starting to play something.
Yeah,
me too.
To this day, he and I actually just had an argument the last time I saw him, because I was like, Daddy, do you realize how much I loved your music playing, and I still think of you as one of my favorites?
Well, that's awesome.
And he looks at me and he says, do you realize how bad I sucked?
We all think that.
And I'm like,
right?
No.
I really do.
I know you suck.
See, and that was a foreign concept
That's
to me.
amazing.
It is.
To me, my dad, to this day, my dad did not suck on the guitar.
Sure.
But his words to me were, the best musicians are the ones that are just sitting around playing for the fun of playing.
That comes from the heart more instead of...
Well, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference between somebody who's a technically sound player and somebody who loves what they're doing. And every once in a while, and I think we actually have it pretty well with everyone in this band, you find the nice mix. I'm a better than average singer, and I love doing it. Jeff's a really good bass player, and he loves doing it. Garth's a great drummer. But he has so much fun while he's doing it. And Petio's one of those people that picks up a guitar and you just wonder why anybody else does. Because it's such a natural...
So true.
My God, you guys are making me have to build a show around guitar players now, because
Right.
I've got to get him playing on the same stage as Horace.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm afraid of what might come out of that.
Oh, that may
Either
cause
they will be
problems.
best friends, or they will...
Petio likes everyone.
He does.
Everyone gets along with
You would literally have to do something probably to somebody that Petio cares about.
Yeah,
In
that
order
would
to
probably
get on
be
his
it.
back. I've never seen him. I've seen him like, oh my God, I can't believe this person's here. They annoy me. Like at most.
Yeah. He's a pretty nice guy. Yeah. Well, we know who you're talking about.
I got the same problem.
You can't do that. But he loves him still. Like it's like, it's if your worst case scenario is it's like you like me too much. I mean, what's the worst thing? No, Petio's a sweetheart, but he's one of those guys that he doesn't have to play every note in a song that somebody else played. He makes them all his own a little bit, sometimes better. And he can just riff off on just about anything he wants to do, because it's natural. It's he's not the guy who studied every note, so he knows them all. And if he has to be that technical, he can.
But he'd rather just play.
Just play.
Yeah.
Most of the guys that play professionally for a living don't play the same thing twice.
I don't know how many bands I've been at their shows and they've come off the stage complaining about, oh my God, I, forgot where I was here in the lyrics, or I, sidetracked here. And I look at them and I'm like, would you shut up? Because I can guarantee you I was in the audience and the audience didn't catch on.
So I do that and he does that and he does that. We complain
all
the time.
He
really does forget the words. He's got 2 songs and he forgets them every time.
Really, a lot of that goes back to if you're still having fun up there. If the whole thing is showing that you're having fun and there's energy, they're going to miss that stuff. We might point it out to each other, but that's only to...
Yeah.
I think it's usually us pointing it out to Garth, actually.
See, and
I get this.
Distinct.
the bands that know me, Oddity Paradox, I know them really well, and they brought me in the scene.
Cool.
So they know me. I've been at their shows. I'm doing that live video for them. They know when they have done something majorly wrong, because my face changes. If my face doesn't change, then it was good enough that nobody else caught it.
Right.
If I didn't catch it, nobody caught it.
That'd be Petio in this band. If anybody hits a bad note, or you're this much out of tune.
Oh, God forbid.
Oh my! If you're out, the head whips over. You get the Bulgarian stare, and and then you just stop playing, and you apologize later for hurting.
For not being in tune. Yeah.
Me, it's the sound systems. That is my number one thing. I'm partially deaf to begin with. And if that sound system is off, or if there is any kind of a buzz or feedback, that stands out to me 10 times more. And I'm like,
Yep.
We've got our own PA, and we
PAs.
keep them dialed in and make sure.
I keep buying them.
Yeah.
Every year or two, I buy new speakers.
This band has had good investments for sound and lights, and we're working on other things. We've invested, and we care.
Okay, I'm going to wrap back around to a question I asked earlier, and we got so sidetracked because I do that. It's normal around me because I like hearing the stories. I'm in this for the stories. So how did the name come about, guys?
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's right.
So it started before Jeff. So I'd left for a vacation, and I came back into town. And this is like during the 5 months we were trying to originally put the band together, and they're excited. We've got some names for the band. And they start telling me the names of the band. And you know what? It absolutely 100% sounds like they're trying to name a band. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of letting the band name
itself. And that's
exactly what happened.
That's exactly what I said. Yep. So I looked at them like, guys, this has got to be a little more natural than that. Like I could just see something like Friendly Gesture, because every time we left, our old guitar player,
every time after rehearsal,
like anytime we left anywhere, he would be like, "All right, Friendly Gesture, fist bump, and Friendly Gesture. All right, guys." I could just see that with something like Calvin flipping people off, Friendly Gesture. Something. The next day, he had a logo designed, like because he had a friend, he loved the idea, and it happened. And originally, our logo was a little more. So it was a gesture.
It was a friendly gesture.
Yeah,
it was really.
It was the most famous friendly gesture.
It was. And then we realized that was going to have to change over time, so we did. And
we toned down the graphic but kept the name.
Yeah. And but the fun part is we like it because it's whimsical, and that's how the band is. Like we spend more time laughing at each other on stage,
and that's the way it should be. I mean, my Desert Vikings, Oddity Paradox, I've been more of their shows than I have anybody else in the scene. Oddity Paradox, like I said, brought me into the scene. Desert Vikings are my biggest cheerleaders. They have supported me. Anything I've looked at and said, gosh, I'd kind of like to do this in future when I'm more settled in this music scene. Sean looks at me within days and goes, oh, by the way, here. And he has done something that has got me now moving down that path.
Awesome.
That's good.
It's scary. It's just, it's scary.
You're doing a great thing for the local community out here for all of us.
Sean was the cheerleader. Sean is the one of the main guitar players for Desert Vikings. He's the big, tall monster one.
Gotcha.
Fitting to the name.
We jokingly call him Frankenstein because when he's on stage, he's that stone-faced, and I'm like...
Yeah. Killing me.
Yeah, seriously, you're killing me, man. People cannot connect with that.
Right.
Sorry, man. We'll come and check you out, though, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's talking crap, but we'll definitely come see you.
They know I love them. They do.
That was part of our problem before, though. The stage presence was lacking. That's a big... I always joke I'm a singer, right? And before I started playing guitar, I'm a singer, which means I have two jobs. Remember the lyrics most of the time. Shut up. And connect with the audience.
Yeah.
And when I started playing guitar, I had a huge problem for a while because I can't be as mobile. I almost went with like a Britney Spears style headset for a while. No, I can't do that. I need my whoopee. But
you just need the mic. You don't need
and
the
they
whole
never
stand.
sound as good though.
But you can't play.
If I had a third hand, it would be absolutely perfect.
There you go.
So no.
What are you thinking, Jeff?
No.
You need like a but that's the entire band. And that's the big thing, I think. One of the differences you kind of find with us is everyone's animated.
Yeah.
If you look at any picture online, that's not a picture that was taken that
you staged
for. It was like
truly
somebody just took a shot of us, and there's Petty all.
Yeah.
There's Garth back there.
Yeah.
great guitar and drum faces.
Yeah.
But you know what? When you guys are having fun, so is your audience. I can speak from the audience.
For sure.
And my best shows that I've seen, any of the bands that I've seen, the best shows that I've seen is when those bands have got up on that stage and they suddenly become their inner 12-year-olds.
14, but yeah.
Now the 12s are funnier.
It keeps us young. I feel like a kid up there.
When y'all can go, my only advice because I have no music background whatsoever, the best advice I can give though is when you guys go up there and let that inner child out, you have forgotten about us. And that is absolutely okay because you are still actually managing to connect with us that way. And that's when Oddity Paradox, when Scotty and Horace start playing with each other's guitars.
Thank you for finishing that.
On stage. Yes. Especially since I'm finishing with on stage.
Yes, that's good. Exactly.
That I laugh every time they do that.
Yeah.
It pulls the whole audience in.
That's awesome.
When the bands start doing that, when y'all start playing off of each other, you create not just music, you create a whole show.
It's true.
It gives us more memories to walk away with.
And you said it right there. It's not just about the music, it's about the show. If you want music, you throw on your MP3 player in the car.
And I can pick any song I want then.
The difference between going and seeing live cover bands play the songs that you've grown up loving or just started loving or never even knew you were going to love because what the hell is that? We got a few of those. Is that show, that stage presence, that just ability to make you forget about the day and the week you had and just drink.
It fills in all the cracks.
It does.
So it's not so rigid or too charted out. It just fills in all the gaps.
Never met a set list I liked.
Yeah.
I make the set list. I make the set list and I don't like them half the time.
So let's talk about the music a little bit because there's certain things about the music that are important to me.
Okay.
What does the music give you guys?
Like individually or as a whole?
Either way.
For me, as a bass player, it's all about just finding that groove and getting locked in with Garth, and we do our thing. I barely keep my eyes open half the show because I'm just feeling it. It's all about
you're in your zone.
That's how we do. Yeah, it's all about the love of music for me.
Mr.
Yeah,
Garth?
ditto. And for me, it's the love of the music, being with the right guys in the right environment. It changes everything for me. It really brings out that inner kid, and when it gives you that, I don't know, quote unquote wow factor. For me, this is what it's supposed to be like, and it just makes me want to play better, to being around guys that I respect and enjoy playing with. I don't want to let them down.
It is a push.
I feel free when I'm playing, and sometimes I get a friendly gesture.
This fucking guy, right? See?
How long did you have that sitting there?
At least 60 seconds.
He's all trying to be serious, and you had to go.
No, and I'd agree. It's so everybody in this band has the ability to push the other ones to some extent. Mm-hmm. So that growth, like I've become a way better guitar player than I ever thought I'd be because I have to live up to Petio and Jeff.
You learned how to tune too.
I did eventually, kind of. And Jeff, and I've watched Garth's growth, seeing the growth, and there's just those moments in the middle of playing where something happens, a song goes perfect, people react a specific way. Jeff hits a harmony that I didn't even know he could do. Because that's one thing we've been working on a lot since we started working together was backups. Petio comes in, and I didn't even know he sang until he sang harmony in the middle of a show one night.
Doesn't know the words.
Never. But neither do you. So
good point.
But no, but
it's all about money.
Those moments where just everything falls away and you're just having fun. Yeah. That's what it is. Because music's been. I'm like you. I grew up with a musical family. My parents played in bands in the '70s in the New York scene, and my biological father and I weren't close, but the only things you can. I'm going to punch you in your face. The only things that I truly remember on a positive note about him, and it's not that there's a negative, is the nights we'd sit and he'd play his, a Yamaha nylon string guitar, and we'd sing, and he had a really nice voice. And then, I'm a singer, so I start to hear certain singers that I just love their tone, their passion. So I think that's really what it is. It's there's got to be just that passion to it, because the nights where it's not there, which we don't have very many of those.
Not anymore.
It's more draining. But when those nights that you have that passion, it's almost okay to have to break down when you're done. Almost.
Yeah, because that's the work. Because the end of the night, after 4 hours, after 4 hours of playing,
that's the job part.
Well, hold on. Let me be clear. That's the work for everybody but the drummer, because our drummer doesn't even start breaking down until we're usually leaving half the time, because he's having another Jack and Coke and talking.
Okay, wait a minute. I always hear everybody complaining about the singer not carrying anything but his mic.
Not in this.
This
singer owns everything. So this singer loads everything up, unloads everything, loads it up, and unloads it again every night we play.
Oh, okay.
So
for me, music is healing.
Yes.
One of the favorite sayings that I have run across, I found on a Facebook meme. Lo and behold, Facebook has smart quotes once in a while. And it was, music doesn't just heal the musician, it heals the audience.
Oh, yeah. Keeps them all younger.
And it's one of the reasons I turned to country music is I have never had a time in my life, anything that has ever happened in my life, that I couldn't find a country song that sang about it. That's not stereotypical country at all.
You do know what they say, what happens when you play a country record backwards, though, right?
The dog comes back to life. The trucks.
The wife comes back to life. You get your job back, your house back, your car back. Your bank account back, it's amazing. But no, I agree.
But so that's one of the reasons music is so important to me. Mm-hmm. Is I've seen the healing power in music. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have a brother-in-law who's got PTSD. Between his service dog and his guitar, those are the things that have saved his life.
Yep. Keeps him going.
I understand that. So it's a passion of mine to get that music out because of what I know it can do.
Yeah.
And I love seeing the musicians that have that passion to get their music out. Again, not for the money, not for the...
Oh, it's not for the money.
But if you are in this for the money, you are in the wrong business. Yes. Oh, my God.
So I made more than this per hour when I worked as a bagger at Kroger when I was 16.
Oh, you don't want to break it down an hour.
Yeah, no, you don't want to break it down.
You don't want to do that too.
We're under minimum wage.
Right. Even I had somebody come up to me because my residents at the community that I work at know what I do for my free time. Mm-hmm. They all think it's like really cool and, oh my God, I can't believe and da-da-da and you must make really big money doing this. And I'm like,
That's a cute thought.
Wow, you just go ahead and keep thinking that. I have a really cool collection of t-shirts.
Yep.
You didn't bring her a t-shirt?
You got them all.
Well, why do I have them?
I'm wondering why you do have them all.
Because you gave them to me the last show. We'll get you a t-shirt.
Well, thank you guys. That was not a plug to try and get a t-shirt, I swear to God. But it is. This isn't something any of us really actually do for money. It's true. Now that I'm setting up shows, I'm finding the hardest part is negotiating because I understand most of the bands don't care about getting paid.
Well, they mean to an extent.
I mean, to a point, yes, y'all want that.
It's the paper.
It's nice, but I care about you getting paid.
Yeah.
I care about you guys actually walking away with something in your pocket more than just the energy that you got from the crowd.
Do you know what's funny? You say that, though. I think, and there's a few of our fans, Julie, there's that I have a fan that keeps a tip jar in her car in case we forget ours.
Yep.
And she will walk around and make sure people see that money gets put into it. There are other people that come, they make sure that they see it because they know we don't get anything and they want, and half the time with tips, we give it to the bar.
Right.
Or we use it to buy shirts and stuff like that. So but it's funny you say that because I think you're right. I've seen that with a lot with the people who like their bands. They want to make sure they're getting money for it. I'm like, that's great. It's $100. It covers the bar tab.
Yep.
That's
very much appreciated.
It is.
Well, and that's it. I mean, I'm working with Tempe Tavern, and I actually had to take a deep breath because I asked them for a show date. Mm-hmm. So if I ask for the show date, I kind of have to accept how they pay.
Yeah.
But their pay is less than what I have gotten used to. And I'm like, ooh, I'm going to have to really beg my bands to take this.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt my heart. Yeah. I know I've got bands that'll do it.
Sure. Well, if you're in the right area, there's times where we've taken gigs that were less than we'd make because we knew it was good business.
Right.
You know, I mean, there is a business to an extent. Would we like to play some bigger shows once in a while? And we're working, it's part of the reason we're working on some of the stuff we're working on. We have some interest even out of state. Mm-hmm. We have some interest on Fremont Street, stuff like that. So, will it be nice to go and actually get paid for a weekend once in a while? Yeah. Yep. But we've done how many charity events?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
You know, but sometimes you go to a place that can't pay because they will next time, or you're hoping to get into that
market.
Market. You know, so I mean, there's always a band that needs it, and the fact that you do that for them is actually really cool because we don't mind calling people and pitching ourselves, but it's not always as easy as when somebody else. I mean, we get some of our best ideas from fans. Oh my God, this new bar! Have you called them yet? It's in a great location. Have you called them yet? Oh my God, I love the stage. You would love playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, and that's how I got started. I wanted Oddity Paradox to play at What the Hell. I spent 4 months begging Icky to come check out What the Hell. He finally, he only did it to shut me up. I know, he only did it to shut me up. He finally said, fine, you want us out there? You get me the contact.
Yeah.
I then spent an entire month stalking the owner, Henry, of What the Hell, to get him to take my phone call.
Yeah.
And then to get him to agree to sit down for 5 minutes. He took 5 minutes out of his busy work schedule because that man works that bar.
Yeah.
He is always working it.
Yeah.
And sit down and talk to me and go, okay, I will give them a shot. A total of 5 months.
Wow. I believe it.
All because I believed in Oddity Paradox and Desert Vikings and the fact that I knew both of those bands would actually do well out there.
Yeah.
Desert Vikings, I'm actually going to be talking to Henry about them coming back.
Cool.
Because they really enjoyed it. Oddity Paradox, they're a little loud to play there.
They sound like they'd be a little loud to play there.
Yeah.
Does it go to 11? Because it's got to go to 11.
Yeah, if it goes to
11. OP goes to 11.
It's got to go to 11.
OP goes to like 15. They get pretty loud.
Outdoor venues are their thing. Gotcha.
Yes. When they played the fair, that would
Perfect.
do it.
That would be a goal of ours too. Play at the fair eventually. That'd be fun.
That's one of my things that I'm working with James Starke and Sean Gilbreth, who actually owns Axeman Merchandise.
Excellent.
We are already starting to talk about and plan at least one day, if not an entire weekend, outdoor show in September that will be the 1 year anniversary of the local beat.
Cool.
Nice.
I am like, I would be I would be jumping around like my inner 12-year-old if I got a day. But to actually get all of my bands, and just so nobody has any misunderstanding, the fact that you are in the local beat means that you're one of my bands. I'm one of those. You're mine.
Gotcha.
You're mine.
Fine.
But to have a way to get all of my bands on stage, oh my God, that would be like my ultimate dream at this point.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Sean was laughing. He's like,
guys.
You know, he's already talking about getting all of the food trucks out there and all of the
food trucks are the way to go.
vendors
That's
out
awesome.
there, and I'm like,
I love it.
And it's another one of those things. I just looked at him and I said, it would be so cool if the local beat got big enough that for our 1 year anniversary we could do this. And
We'll
he
do
went,
it.
and that was, he looked at me and he went, we'll make that happen. And I'm like,
Oh, nice.
okay, he's never steered me wrong. In the
Yeah.
time I've known him, he's never steered me wrong. So it's going to happen. He said so.
Awesome.
So yeah, right now the 6-month anniversary show is coming in March.
Okay.
Nice.
And we're at Hoopers for that. I've got my first three
We
bands.
play Hoopers.
Yeah. It's a cute little place.
You know what? I will tell you what. They have fun. And they have tacos next door.
Tacos right next door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a cute little place. I've got my 3
If you stick around late enough, you might get robbed.
Oh, God. See, I've been there at 2 a.m., but then again, I'm surrounded by the bands, and the bands don't let anything happen to me.
I do property management. I've run 2 of the apartment communities, 2 catty corner to that, by the way. I know that neighborhood very well.
Wow. Isn't that great when you know the neighborhood?
I think I rented you a place one day.
It's not really a neighborhood.
It's not. It is not that bad. No, it's a fun place though, and the people that work there are good people.
We really like
and the people that come in and out of there have fun. And
Yeah,
again, that's all we really care about,
Right.
You know, and
It's interesting.
Their audience is actually a blast. Their clientele are hilarious to watch.
They have a good time.
So we're starting to run out of time, and before we do, I've got one question. This is my ultimate question.
oh boy,
It's the one everybody gets asked, one version of it or another. For you guys,
Okay,
because
drummer,
I've
you're
got
good.
more than one of you here, we're going to make it easy on you. If you guys could play with any band,
oh, you're going to get completely different answers.
any band, what band would you guys want to share the stage with?
Any band on the planet.
Any band on the planet, live or dead.
Oh, now you make that hard.
Oh, wow.
See, I think I'm opening it up for you if I do
No,
that.
because if you kill some of them off, it eliminates the possibility.
Yeah. Okay, so yes with Chris Squire. So
Obviously.
yeah,
I know
would
that's
have
a
to be
given
mine
for you.
For sure. Although I'm not nearly talented enough to be on any stage with them.
God, who would I want? Who would you want to play drums with?
Maybe Deep Purple.
Hey, there you go.
God, who would I want to sing with? Wow.
Watch, he's going to say something like Frank Sinatra.
First
We're
one.
metalheads. I mean,
No,
although yes isn't really heavy.
No, that's not heavy.
We're old 70s.
Well, yeah, and I don't like the thrash metal singing. I Cookie
know.
Monster. God, if I could sing with anybody, maybe Lou Graham.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
It's one of the people I modeled my voice after,
Yeah.
Lou Graham.
Nice.
That would be fun to just go back and forth with him. Somebody you could sing and harmonize with. And
You
actually
guys will have to go
pretty
back
good
and check out Hunter's interview with me.
Okay.
She got to build her own band. And she had people because it was just her, so it was I could let her build a band. She had Yngwie Malmsteen and
the supergroup.
Oh my God!
bet you
it was
Petty probably would have picked
amazing, some
Yngwie.
of the people she picked.
Eric Johnson.
Hold on.
Jeff Beck.
Yeah, Petty would want to play with Jeff Beck.
He would want to
guaranteed.
play with Jeff Beck.
Guaranteed.
Nice.
Guitar.
Yeah.
Or Eric Johnson.
Yeah.
No, I think Jeff Beck.
Yeah, you're
He's got a serious Bulgarian crush on Jeff Beck. Absolutely.
Nice. So we're down to the last couple of minutes. What's your next gig, guys?
Steel Horse, February 15th. Day after Valentine's Day.
Glad you remember that.
I remember that because I had to look it up before.
We have a calendar we share.
And I'll tell you what, if you've been to the Steel Horse in the past and you haven't been there in the last couple of years, you actually got to check it out.
New ownership.
It's known as kind of the old biker bar.
When did they get the new ownership?
Year ago?
About a year and a half ago.
Okay.
But he was already building it in about 2 years ago. Okay. They've changed the stage.
I was just there for the cancer benefit a couple months back.
Yeah,
okay.
The new stage. They've got their own lighting. I mean, and they now have had the bar set up. There's 2 sides. If you don't want to have to deal with the bands, you don't have to. But if you do, all the seating is literally designed to watch the music.
Yeah.
And they have a huge dance floor. Mm-hmm. They have a kitchen. And a couple of the best bartenders of any of the bars we play at. I hate to say it that way, but I mean, Franny and them they work themselves to death
Becky
to make
and
sure.
Franny,
Becky and Franny, they work themselves to death to make sure. And you know, they've been doing a good job. I mean, they're on Facebook all the time. They're always promoting bands. They do anything from Tina Bailey and that group to cover bands. They have a couple.
They do some blues now.
Yeah, they do a little bit of everything. So if you haven't been there in a while, it's a lot of fun, and it's not the clientele you'd expect anymore. I'll tell you that. And no, it's versatile. Like you still have your guys that ride, and then you'll watch a 25-year-old guy come in a hipster hat and be surprised about that, but it's a little bit of everybody. It's a fun place.
Well, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to sit down with me and come on to The Beat Goes On. It has been an absolute blast. This hour has gone by so quickly. And this is why I love doing this, because I get to meet you guys on a completely different level.
Yeah.
I get to meet you on the human level, not the rock star level. And I get to see behind the scenes. The stories that you guys share are helping people connect with you.
Yeah.
And hopefully are going to help them connect with your band. So again, thank you
for
so
your time.
much.
Thank
you for having
Thank
No
you so much. It
problem.
was really a lot of fun.
It was.
I agree. It's been a blast. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for listening tonight. That was The Beat Goes On with Larri King and her guest tonight, the Friendly Jestures. Thanks so much again for tuning in, and keep tuning in, guys. This is great. You're totally supporting our local scene, and we love you for that. If you want to be part of the show, or you know a band or an artist or an author or anybody that's any bit of talented at all in the art scene, please give us a call. 623-910-0265. Call or text 623-910-0265, or email us at jcsradio@yahoo.com. Again, that's jcsradio@yahoo.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Peace out.